Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going through the Ohm's Law and how it's work. And I put here the two questions in here. So about how to find the volts and how to find the current and how to find the resistance. So and I put these two questions. But remember, before we do these two questions, you need to understand the formula, how to solve them. If you don't know how to solve these, you need the formula to learn it. So you never know how to solve these unless you know the Ohm's Law formula. Alright? But remember, before we do anything, subscribe and hit the little button for notification upcoming videos, and give me a thumbs up. And whatever you feel like you're not comfortable with it, just put it down there in the comment, and I'm going answering each question. Alright, and alright, but as I told you, how to find the volts and the current and the resistance is very important. Also, the electrician, they learn about these because they would like to know how much your house, like how much you need amps, how much you need current, how much resistor, how much your house needs. All right, so the electrician using it. So the Ohm's Law electrician use a lot, and electrical engineering and a lot of things. I'm going to explain about these in future, but for now, stuck with me for Ohm's Law. I'm going to deeply explain the formula and how to solve them, how to solve the volts and resistor and volts and resistance and the current. All right, let's do it. So before we do these two questions, we need to find the formula, and we'd like to understand it clearly to keep it in mind because it's very, very important. All right, let's do this one. For example, I put this circle. So this is a circle, like you need to keep it in your mind because you can use it a lot. Remember, if you want to find the volts, you do the current times the resistance. The current times resistance will give you the volts. For example, if you want to find the current in here, you need to put the volts divided by the resistance. For example, in this question, it asks me what voltage will produce a 0.35 amps current through the 750 ohms resistance. So in here, it's asking me how much volts and what is the volts in here. And this question, you need to find the volts. For example, if you want to find the volts, as I told you right here, you want to find the volts right here, this one, the V. What you're gonna do? You do the current times resistor, which is the current times resistance to get the volts. As I told you in this question here, you need to find what? The volts. For example, right here, we're gonna find the volts. I'm going to explain over and over and over again. I want you to understand the Ohm's Law and how it's work. Alright, let's do it. You find the volts. If you want to find the volts for this question, you do the current times resistance to find the current. I'm going to explain deeply in this one and solve it. Alright. So for example, if you need to find the resistor right here in this part on the right hand side or left hand side, wherever you in your phone, if you want to find the resistor, you do the volts divided by the amps. The volts divided by the amps to find the resistor. Alright, and let's do it. I'm going to explain these one, and we're gonna solve these two questions. After this, I'm going to do the small circuit in a series, and I'm going to put some resistor in there and some power source, and I would like to see how much current through and how much voltage drop in each resistance. We're going to use what the formula you're going to use? Ohm's Law. We're going to solve it. Alright, let's start with this one right now. Let's do the first question. It's asking you, number one, what voltage will produce the 0.35 amps current through a 750 ohms resistor? How to do this one? As I told you, let me explain to you. If you want to do this one, this formula, for example, you want to find the volts. The volts, you do the current times, you do the point, or you do times like this, times the resistor to find the volts. For example, right here, if you want to find the volts, you do the current times resistor. The volts, current equals a current times resistor to find this. In this case, how do we do it? Like this. For example, how much the amps, how much the current right here, how much we have? 0.35 amps. You put it right here, 0.35 amps, right? This one times, you put times, multiply by what? By the resistor R. How much the R? The R 750 ohms resistor. You put 750 ohms resistor. What's the answer will be? How much volt in there? Alright, I'm going to solve it a little bit. You use the calculator if you want to use it. If you want to solve it, always use if you want to use a calculator. I'm not saying always. If you are not comfortable, you can use calculator. 0.3. I'm going to put 0.35 times 750. Well, I got 200. Let me put in here. Hold on 1 second. 0.35 times 750 volts. I got here 262.5. 262.5. 262.5 volts. That's for this one. And if you want to find the next one right here, it's asking you. It's asking the. Let me see here. The heating. So it says the heating element in the electric heater has a resistance of 10.6 amps. 10.6 ohms. So what will be the current through the heating element when it is connected to 240 volts, which is 30 amps, the source. So you want to find the current right here, the amps. You find the amps, you put the volts divided by resistor, as I told you right here. If you want to find the amps, you put the volts divided by resistor. Or in this question, I'm going to put it right here because we don't have more space in the bottom. All right, let's do it. So we want to find the current. In this one, you want to find the current, right? You put the volts divided by. Sorry. Let me put this one. Volts divided by resistance. That's a formula for this question. If they're asking you what's the current through this the heat element, so the heat, how much current you need through the heat element, you put the current, you want to find the current, you put volts divided by the resistor to find the heat element, which is the current. So you put here how much volt you have. Right, you have amps right here, that's a current. And how much volts? You have 240 volts. So in this case, let me move this one a little bit. Let me put a little bit in here. So in this case, you put 240 volts divided by how much ohms resistor you have. You have right here. This ohms resistor, and this is the volt source, the power. You put 10.6 ohms. 10.6 ohms resistor. So what the current will be on the heat element, you will do right here. You will put 240 volts. You will divide by 10.6. You will get 22.6 amps. 22.6 amps you get in here. So the amps represent the current, the current. All right. So in here so the amps is actually the unit of the current. So I put here the A, Don't be confused. The A is represent. It's the It's the unit of the current. The unit of the current is the amps. All right. So we solve the number 1, number 2. That's the answer for number 1. That's the answer for the question number 2. That's number 2 right here. Number 2. So now I'm going to, you know what? Let's practice a little bit about the units of the volts, the unit of the current, and the unit of the resistor. All right. I thought it's a good thing to practice these and write it down in here to make you understand the units. For example, if you want to ask, like, if you would like to know why I put the A in here and it's the I, it's supposed to put the I. No, it's the A because the amps is the unit of the current of the I. I'm going to do the units in here, and after we do the units, we're going to do the circuit, little bit circuit, and how much resist. I'm going to put the resistor in there and power source and see how much the volts drop and how much current and we used. All right, let's do this one. Hopefully, I'm going to erase these. Hopefully, you get these. You can, if you want to do over, you can pause the video and you're watching again. There is no problem with it. Over and over again. All right, so hopefully you get this one. I'm going to erase it. Let's do this one. I'm going to erase this one because we need to do the units. I'm going to do the units right now. Hopefully you understand the units, because unit, if you understand the units, is very important. The unit and this one, the formula. Let's do the unit. All right, here they have the volts. We have the volts in here. The voltage, it's the unit of the voltage is a volt. It's a V. The V, it's volt. It's a volt, okay? It's volt. And we have here the current. Let's do the current. There is the current. Yeah, let's do the current. The current, it's I. The letter for it, it's I for the current. It's the letter current, it's I, see, as I told you. And the I, it's the amps, the unit. That's the unit. That's the unit for these. I'm going to put for these one amps. Amps in here. It's A. Alright, and this one in here is the resistor. Resistor. It's R. And the unit for this, it's ohms. 20 ohms. I represent this later. So that's the unit for it. V is voltage is a V, is volts, and the current is I, amps. Resistor is R, ohms. That's the unit for it. That's the unit. Keep it in your mind. And right now I'm going to do the circuit and see how I'm gonna put some resistors and some power source, and hopefully we're gonna see how much volts drop in each resistor. I'm going to keep this formula in here because it's for Ohm's law. I'm going to keep it to solve some problem. Let's do the circuit. Let's go back to the battery. You know what? Let's make it smaller. I'm gonna make it smaller. Back to the source. This 12 volts. This is in DC. DC power, which is direct current. So I have here the positive, and here's the negative. So this is the negative of the circuit, because the volts is going from here from the positive to the negative, positive, negative, all the way to the negative source, negative terminal. So it's going this way. This is a positive, this is a negative, it's a positive, negative. It's all the way, and it's going this way. And I'm gonna put here 10 ohms. Put here like 8 ohms, 12. Alright, how to solve this one? Let me put this one here. How to solve this one? Let's find, first of all, if you wanna find this one. So I put the 12 volts, battery, which is the battery is in DC. Put 12 volts, and here's the positive terminals, and here's the negative terminals. So the current it's passed through from the positive all the way to the negative, to the ground. This ground is 0 volts. Remember, all and the ground is 0 volts. It's going from the positive to negative. How to solve this one? Always, if you want to find, in here we need to find the current. In this case, because we have I put the resistor in here, and I put the battery source in here. That's a battery source, which is 12 volts. And I put there the resistors. All we need the current. That's the current. There we need it. How to solve the current? Let's solve the current. Define the current. Always do first of all the resistor. The resistor, the R total equals 10 ohms. 10 ohms resistor plus 8 ohms resistor equals 18 ohms resistor. 18, all right. And how to solve this one? Let's put it in. You know what? Let's do it in here. So we have here I'm going to put you know what? I have 18. Let's need to find the current. To find the current, it's what? Voltage divided by resistor. So resistor, we have 18 ohms. In this case, 18 ohms. And the volts, 12 volts in DC. To find that the current, you put like this. The I equals V divided by R equals how much the volts? How much we have the volts? 12 volts battery. 12 volts divided by what? Where is the resistor? How much ohms? 18. That's a total of this of this. 10 plus 8, which is 18. Don't be confused. I'm just going to make it clear for you. 10 plus 8 is 18. You put here 18 ohms. What's the current in here? Do it like this. 12 divided by 18. We get 0.66. We're gonna put 0.67. Let me switch the marker to make it clear for you. 0.67 amps. So we get here So we get 0.67 amps. So it's going through. So the current is going through here. It's 0.67 amps, and here is 0.67 amps. This one, because in a series circuit, the amps will remain the same thing in each resistor. But what's a different voltage? But in parallel, the current will change and the voltage will remain the same thing in each column, in each resistor. Let's do this. So we have the amps, right? So the amps in here. So we find the amps. Let's find the voltage drop. 0.67 times 10. You have 6 point something. If we want to find the volts drop in here, and the volts drop in here. If you would like to find the volts drop in here, do like this. So hopefully you get the units. That's the unit for the formulas right here, Habib. So we're gonna put like this. Here's them. So I'm going to put the voltage drop V1 equals the 0.6. So let me give you the formula first. To find the V1, you're going to put the current times resistor, current times resistor. You find it. Current times resistor. And here you volts 2, current 1, resistor 1, current 2 times resistor 2 equals the volts, the VD equals the VD. That's the VD, which is the volts. The V's represent the volts, and D represent the drop, voltage drop. So that's a formula. I just give you the formula. I didn't put the answer. The answer you put here V1 equals how much is in V1? We have point. So we need to find the voltage drop, right? You put the current one, the 0.67 amps. 0.67 amps times what? Times the resistor. How much resistor in here? 10. You put 10 ohms resistor. And how much you get? Well, get V2 0.3, because we're gonna write the same amps as I told you in a series circuit. The current will remain the same thing in each column, in each resistor, no matter what. In series, always remain the same amps will flow. That's different volts. Let's go 0.67 amps times what's next resistor? See, I put 0.67 amps because it will remain the same thing in series. 0.67 amps. 67 amps. No, what am I doing? Oh, I'm sorry. Confusing. I'm going to put the 8 ohms. Alright, so we need to find that. You will add these, the volts drop, it will give you what? 12 volts battery. Let's do it. Let's prove it. I'm going to prove it for you. And give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the letter button for notification. Alright, I'm going to prove it. Let's do it. 0.67 times 10. I get 6. Let me put the different color to make it clear for you. So the VD equals, you know what? I'm not gonna make you confused. The VD, I'm not gonna put the VD, which is the volts drop. It's already here. I'm just gonna put the answer. 0.67 times 10. We get 6.7 volts. And the next one, you do 0.67 amps times 8. You will get 5.36 volts. Right here. Add these up, add them up. 6.7, just want to prove it for you, plus 5.36. What you getting in here? What you getting in here? Is it clear? Alright, it's 12.6, which is 12 volts. I just want to prove it to you. These will remain 12 volts. 12 volts. What do we get the 12 volts? We calculate these, the volts drop 1 and volts drop in resistor 2, and we get these, add them up to get the 12 volts. Where is the 12 volts? Right here. If you add the voltage drop in the resistor 1, resistor 2, and you do the right calculation, right math, you will get the same thing. So we're getting 12 volts in here. So this is the current, and this is the 12 volts. Alright, hopefully you get these. Alright, I prove it for you. I make it clear, and I proved it, solve it, and we get the same volts. Alright, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the little button for notification and share. And if you feel you're confusing, I mean, I made it very simple for you guys, so it's easy to understand it. The Ohm's law. I did the explanation and little bit details, and solve the Ohm's law for the two questions, and how to find the volts and amps, the current and resistors. And now I put the circuit in here, and I put some resistor, I put some power source, and I showed you how I proved it, and how much current and how much amps go through these two resistors, and how much voltage drop, because very most important, voltage drop to find it, VD1, VD1, VD2. Alright, VD1, VD2 is right here. Alright, and I proved it, and hopefully you understand these method. And if you feel not comfortable with these, put it down in the comment, and I'm going to answer each question. And hopefully see you next time. Thank you.